Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. We have been having some serious issues. That's why I'm on the floor today. Well, I've been on the floor. But we've been having some serious issues with Facebook and going live and all that stuff. So we just did this as like a pre-recorded. So thank you guys so much for hopping on and watching. Whether you're listening or watching this on the Facebook, YouTube, podcast, wherever you are getting this information, we will definitely will not disappoint. So hello everyone, I am Letitia Campbell and I'm your sales success strategist. I help coaches and consultants dominate their sales online by teaching you how to magnetically attract customers and clients so that you can sell more courses and products. I'm also the founder and curator of the Sales Success Academy and head coach of the Sexy Brand Building Formula course. And we are so happy to have you. I have my co-host on here, co-host with the Moses, Miss Tawanta Davis-Jones. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sis.
Hey guys, happy Friday.
Yay!
Oh, I hope everyone's doing good. We're here trying to get this thing together, honey. Okay. Facebook don't love us. They don't love us to download. They being stank.
It's shady.
Well, I am your soul inspirational coach, and I'm here to help renew your mindset, restore your heart, and rebuild your spiritual lifestyle so you can enjoy your life more abundantly. And I'm also the host of my podcast, Resilience is My Beauty, which I host every Tuesday. And I would love for you guys to go check it out on anchor.fm, where I speak about life and how you can continue to live your life more abundantly and being resilient every single day.
Every single day. So once again, guys, we thank you so much for hopping on. The topic of discussion today, we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A. And if you guys happen to have any questions, you can comment below. And the reason why we want to start doing Q&As, we're going to start doing Q&As every Friday, right, Tawanta? Every Friday, we want to do a Q&A because it's not just because we want you guys to get engaged and interactive, but also we want to provide a breakthrough for each and every one of you, right? And we want you guys to be able to constantly, like my mentor always talks about, keep your needle moving and keep going when it comes to, how can you build a successful life and a successful business? It goes hand in hand, right? So we're going to talk about 3 things that's going to keep you from dominating your life and business for the second quarter. So today is what? December, girl, bye. Today is March 29th. I just dumped a whole,
You sure did.
Yes. I'm ready for the year to be gone, honey. But not really. I'm super excited about this year, by the way.
Yes.
But yeah, so today is March 29th. In 2 days, we're going to be coming to a close on the second quarter. On the first quarter. My apologies. So, and I get it. This quarter was probably, for some of you guys, maybe it was transformation for you. Maybe you started to realize that you needed to make a change in your life and in your business. Or maybe this first quarter really helped you to figure out the fact that what perspective and where you want to position yourself for this year. And I know for me, the first quarter was really about making sure that I tweak my systems, because we all need to have an infrastructure in our business. I know the second quarter for me was me saying, you know what, I need to start focusing on raising my prices and working with more serious people, right? It was a lot of revelations for me. How about you, Tawanta? What has the first quarter, what breakthroughs have you had so far this quarter?
Well, for me, as far as the breakthrough, I could tell you that I have noticed a major shift in me.
Yeah.
What I've become more dominant and more bold in, pursuing what I love to do. And that's really, helping women to be successful in their life, in their personal life. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For me personally, because I can only go back to how I've been, for the past 5+ years of my life. And it's still a journey, but
Yeah.
I'm very grateful that I am not where I was back then. And I know there are a lot of women today that are probably in the same situation that I was once in. And, I believe it's just my duty to just, really verbalize and give women, some tips and some strategies as to how they can dominate, in their world, whether they are a stay-at-home mom like me, or whether they are working a 9-to-5 job and still trying to take care of the home at the same
Yes.
time.
Because that's hard, I mean, and another thing for me, me helping women to understand that they don't have to arrive in order to help somebody else. What I mean by that is you don't have to say, okay, I finally made it, for you to start really going in the process. I'm gonna break it down. So you guys know my word that I've been saying for years, which is let's dominate. Domination. That's always my words. I love that word. That makes me get up in the morning. That makes me get pumped. That makes me get excited. Hey, Therese hopped on in the attendee room. Love you, sis. And it gets my tone and my momentum set for the day. But years ago, I would say in particular, like 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't feel dominant, but I was still saying that word, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to get women to understand, I know this quarter has been me getting women to understand that it doesn't matter if you haven't reached that level yet. Still have that word, still have that feeling that you want your audience to have, that you want to have, because the power of momentum is real. You know what I mean? And when you start saying those words and the momentum follow behind it, that in itself is just a magical experience, right? So I'm going to go over with you guys 3 things that's going to keep you from dominating your business for the second quarter. Last year, this quarter, the second quarter, was a real hard struggle for me. I'm gonna be honest. In the beginning of the quarter, I had to do a surgery. Okay, because I had some serious, health issues. I do a surgery, and that sort of put me out of commission for a few weeks. And then on the back end, when it came to my team, as far as the VA team and the people who were helping me on the back end, I had to literally just do a whole clean slate because stuff was not being done right, but demands were still being put on me for certain things. But I was not working with qualified people on the back end. And thank God, shout out to Therese Westmoreland, who's now, who's been a part of my team now for going on a year since I've did a whole restructuring on the back end. She has hopped on and really just dominated with that. But I had to do a full clean slate. And on top of that, God always, the second quarter, he pulled people out of my life that I was afraid to pull away out of my life. And even the people that he pulled out of my life that was like, oh man, why did that person remove themselves, or why did that person go? And then he said, listen, they had to go. I made that happen. A lot of things that happen to us, you got to understand, whether it's good or bad, it's all meant for our good, right? It's all meant for our good. And then towards the end of the second quarter, I had some huge issues in my marriage. Tawanta knows, all my clients know, because I'm so honest with them, right? Because a lot of times you get coaches that think that put off this conception that, oh, everything's perfect. They don't have marriage issues. They don't have family issues. They don't have any issues at all. And that's not true. That's not true at all. So when I was going through my issues and my circumstances with my marriage, I hopped on as soon as I got a chance to, settle. I got hopped on into our coaching group, and I told everyone, listen, this is what's going on. This is what's happening in my life. This is what I'm going through. And I got an overwhelming, right, Tawanta, amount of support from these ladies, and it was so amazing. So the second quarter for me, last year, I'm going to be honest, it was the hardest quarter of last year for me. Just hard. It just kept on one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing, and my head kept spinning. I was still working my business. I still made money. Let me first say that I was still working my business. I was still making money. I think I made more money in the second quarter than I did throughout the year because my business has to be priority. Despite everything that we go on, guys, you have to still choose a priority, right? You have to still choose a priority. So here are the 3 things, guys, for the second quarter. Now that we're going into the second quarter, and now you're starting to put things into perspective, because you may go through the same obstacles, if I hope you don't, that I've done last quarter. But the thing is that number 1 is people. Okay, people will keep you from dominating, guys, if you let them. right? I did not allow my marital situations, my marital circumstances, I did not allow the issues with all the back end hoopla that was going on in my business to stop
Yeah.
me and push me back. I kept on moving forward, right?
Right.
So people will always come. It's like when I worked at a job, right? I always tell people it's not the workload, it's not the responsibility that was getting me upset. It was the people, right?
Right.
I allowed people to get me angry. I allowed people to get me mad. I was at a Tony Robbins um um event, and he was saying, like, you should not let people get you mad. If you're mad at what somebody does, that's your fault,
Right.
right? That's absolutely your fault. And it's the truth. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. If my husband has an attitude, and like the other day he had a little bit of an attitude, it's my decision if I want to get an attitude too, or be upset, or address it. Right now, I'm like, okay, let him figure it out. Move on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't let people get in the way of your purpose. And we do that as women all the freaking time. Men can be mad at you and they can still do what they need to do. I've seen men in the corporate world talk about each other behind each other's back and still closing deals and
Yeah.
still working together. You would not even know that they have an issue, right? You wouldn't even know. You just won't know, right? And they're so well at still at being cordial, really cordial, not cordial with an attitude, and you could tell on their face, like us, we can't, women have a hard time being cordial. We don't really know what that word means sometimes, right? So we get cordial, but you can still tell on our face, oh, she got an attitude, she's being sent, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Men are not like that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to come to terms with saying, you know what, I'm not gonna let anybody keep me from my purpose. So the second quarter last year, even though it was the hardest quarter all year, I have to pat myself on the shoulder that I still kept going, that I still kept moving. It was 2 or 3 days that I wasn't out that much, but I was still all the whole time. The rest of those days during the second quarter, I was out. You cannot let people stop you from your purpose. You cannot let. We always say, oh, he made me mad, or she made me mad, or they made me mad. No, you made yourself that way. Nobody can make you do anything. Jillian Pace taught me that last year too. Nobody can make you, when you really think about it, ladies, nobody can make you do anything. That is true. You may get a little bit frustrated, but then you can turn that frustration into revelation and say, you know what? Next time I know not to do that.
Absolutely.
And that's them. Let it be them and not you, And it's easier said than done. You got to practice it. You got to just get to the point where you just don't care, not like you're giving up, but it's like Yana Van Dam. She did it in one of her episodes. She was like, I removed myself from this situation. This is where the process ends here. And we have to do that. We have to say, you know what? And I did that last night with somebody. It's so funny we're talking about this. I did that last night with somebody. And the minute they said something to me to get me a reaction, because to want to know, we grew up around an environment where people say things just to get a reaction from you, right? So it took me years, decades to stop that. And, and certain people in my life, they know what triggers me. So they will say something to me so that I can react, right? So just last night, that was brought up on the table again. So say something to react, and I just totally just cut off and I just left the room. I just left the room. But that's number one. Number two is places. You got to really look at what places you're in that's keeping you from working your business. It could be a mental place. It could be a physical place. It could be whatever. So back in the day when I had my 9 to 5 and I was going super duper hard in my business, right? I had to tell people, like, no, I can't hang out with you guys. I can't go out to the bar, to the lounge and things like that with you guys. I got to go home and work my business. It was to the point even when I just stopped eating lunch with my coworkers. I'm like, for what? Why do I want to eat lunch with you guys? I went out in my car and you guys seen it. I went live, you know what I'm saying? I focused on my business. I didn't focus on all the things that they were wanting to talk about, all the things that they wanted to do. You got to say, if I want to get up here, I have to stop going here.
Yeah.
Right? And again, it could be a mental place. You know what I'm saying? With you fighting depression, or you fighting whatever, you fighting, like, we control our thoughts, guys. We have more power and control of our thoughts than we think we do. You have to have that control of your thoughts and say, you know what, I'm not going to think that. I'm not going to take my mind into that place. right? I'm not going to take my mind into that place. So it's whether, you know, you want to listen to affirmations or you want to listen to some music that gets you pumped up. It's like
Yeah.
places will keep you, when you go into a negative, bad place, it will keep you from dominating. It will keep you from being your best self. So you got to be very, very careful what places you show up in physically and mentally, right? What place you show up. And there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I can't do that today because I got to focus on my business. I can't do that today because I have a class with my coach. I can't do, you got to really reevaluate what you spend your time on, right? Because you could be sitting up there with doing things, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh shoot, I could have got all this stuff done and I didn't get it done, right? And last but never least is things. Things
Yeah.
keep you from dominating in your business, right? When you're investing in the wrong things, when you're spending money on the wrong things, it will keep you backwards, forward, more and more backwards. See, we got to stop chasing that instant gratification, that instant result, and understand that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Right. And I think we talked about that before, and I think we're going to talk about it during the Success Summit tonight. But it is a marathon, not a sprint. And you guys got to understand that if you're just working your business for the purpose of things, you're not going to get anywhere. Right. You're not going to get anywhere. And because even with the things part of it, right, people these days, they don't want to make $1 million. They just want to be comfortable. You know, so when you're throwing those objects at them and they're like, listen, that's not what I want, because me getting that object is only going to cost me more money than it makes me, it's going to be a problem. You know, and even when I go places, right, I'm a very cheap person, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, I wouldn't say I'm a cheap person. I would say, you know, I just have a little bit more common sense than most. You know, I don't really am into labels or things like that. None of those things matter to me. I would love to just, you know, have my own clothing line, my own brand, things like that, than me wearing somebody else's stuff, right? So the purpose of things, if I'm looking at a $1,400 bag, I don't think about getting that $1,400 bag. I think about, damn, if I get that $1,400 bag, I could have purchased something amazing for my business. I could have put that on managed marketing. I could have put that on an event. I could have put that on something else that would have been flourishing me forward, right? Because them people, those labels don't care about us.
They sure don't.
Especially as Black folks, they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about us. But we're walking around wearing their stuff, and we're just like, just for status. What? Like, status for me is what I leave my children with when I'm gone. That's like real, like legit status for me. I don't want to leave my kids with purses that they're just going to sit there and fight over. It just doesn't make no mathematical or common sense to me at all. I want to leave them with something that they can actually use and multiply and dominate on. And just to chase things, it's just not worth it. Like, trust me, I've been in the corporate world and I've seen girls with the red bottoms and the name brand stuff. And I remember free programs of mine, every year they got a new car. I mean, even on my street, when one person get a new car, it seems like everybody buying a new car. And it's just like, for what? It just doesn't make no sense to me. It's like how people are so trying to chase after this illusion.
Yeah.
And when I saw, you know, when I found out, I was listening to this guy called Killer Mike. And one of the things he mentioned in his little movie he has on Netflix was that, you know, we buying all these cars, but we don't own any of the car brands. We don't own Range Rover. We don't own Jaguar. I know Tuata loves the Jaguar, right? I remember. You know, we don't own BMW. We don't even own the low level cars like Kia and all those other cars. We don't own them, you know. But we're driving around with status of something that we don't own. Not to say there's anything wrong with buying a Range Rover. I love Range Rovers. You best believe I'm gonna get me a Range Rover. My point is, I'm not getting it for the purposes of saying, oh, I'm at a status. Yeah. I just love the car. My father loved Mustangs. Oh my God, he was in love with Mustangs. We always had a Mustang in the house. And Firebirds.
I remember Firebirds.
Yeah, and Firebirds. And back in the day, shoot, he used to have that thing mint to the chrome, honey. Okay. And on the back of it, it said, ooh la la. So everybody knew that was my father's car. But it's like, but that was his gift. He was a mechanic and he loved to take cars and just rebuild and remodel and stuff like that. But it wasn't for the purpose of status. That was his skill. That was his calling card. When people saw it, they were like, oh shoot, you can do that for my car too? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was. So I think more than anything, we got to really restructure. Do we really need that? Like, do we really need, like, I was talking to somebody like months back, and she was like, oh, I can join your program because I'm spending $10,000 on going to this 3-day event. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Is there something going on here? And it's
Wow.
just look at these things and like, wow, whoever got that money, whoo, kudos to them. Like, they really got you for that much. And then next thing you know, it's only 3 days. Like, we have events that 7 days long, everything's included. And again, I get it. That person that was doing the event, they're like way up here, status to the T. But then again, are they really teaching you everything they know? And
Right.
3 or 4 days, it just doesn't happen that way, right? And you
Yeah.
can't even sit down and have a conversation with them, right? So
No, you can't.
to sum it all up, right, Tawanta, is that people, places, and things will absolutely keep you from dominating, will actually keep you from getting momentum in your business. And you gotta also, let's just be honest, you gotta really make some hard decisions in the second quarter. And I wouldn't wait till the 3rd or 4th week of April. I would do it now. You gotta make some hard decisions and say, listen, if I have to remove this thing, this people, places, and things from my life, or I need to stop talking to it, or I need to stop addressing it, I need to stop beating a dead horse and move forward, or else those things that are holding you back now, it's gonna hold you back even more later.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better; it actually gets worse.
It does.
Right? When we sit there and try to settle and be satisfied and just or sweep it on the rug, it gets worser and worser and worser and worser. And we gotta just say, you know what? I gotta stop. I gotta because I want to build this thing, and if this person or these people are keeping me from that, you gotta reevaluate that. You gotta really say, I gotta make a hard decision. But one way or the other, like my mentor said that to me, she's like, Tisha, you got to make a choice. You got to make a choice. You can't do both hand in hand. You got to make a choice. And we as women, we don't want to come to terms with that, making that choice. But if we don't make that choice, we're not going to get to the level that we want to get. Right? So I'm going to bring over to Tawanta, but I really wanted to get you guys to understand people, places, and things. People, places, and things. People, places, and things is going to keep you from dominating your business. So you got to align yourself with the right people. You got to align yourself with the right places, and you got to align yourself with the right things, or else, the second quarter, if y'all don't really make some changes happen and get some traction moving, you're not going to be successful this year. It can't be, oh, well, the second quarter wasn't good, so let me make the third quarter better. If the second quarter is not going to be popping from you, the third quarter is not going to be any better. It's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. So go ahead, Tawanta. What you have to say, sis?
Yeah, that's awesome because, we continue to allow life to distract us at so many different levels. And it's just really causing more and more stress and more harm to us emotionally than anything. And so we definitely need to, look at these areas in our lives in a more serious situation, because we are entering into a new quarter, and that new quarter, that's where opportunities can happen for you. A lot of things can, open for you. But if you allow, emotions and your problems and all these other things to distract you, then you're not going to be successful in anything that you do. So I'm glad you touched on that, Letitia. That was amazing. That was awesome. So I have 3 things as well. Now, one of them is what Letitia was just talking about, guys, and that is people. I have fear, people, and yourself. And I just add another one too, and that one is about choices, because when we come to making choices, that also can deplete us too, because we don't know what to do. We allow our emotions to govern our lives, and we just get stuck and making, trying to decipher which choice works better for me, or which choice works better for them, or whoever, And so the first thing I want to share with you is the fear, because that's the number one thing in the majority of people's lives. Fear is the culprit for a lot of women are not able to truly be successful in their personal life, let alone not just their professional, but their personal life, being able to be honest with themselves, not so much about worrying about everybody else, but just with yourself, because you gotta live with you every day.
Every
You
day.
gotta live with the decisions that you make. You gotta live with the words that comes out of your mouth every day. So if you keep saying things that is, fearful or scary or whatever, you're the one that's causing more harm on yourself than anybody else.
Absolutely.
And we have to really, dominate that fear. This is what is preventing you ladies from achieving the goals that you've been wishing for, dreaming about, praying about for God knows how many weeks, months, even years for some of y'all. Some of y'all are still living in your past, believing the lies that people had told you, that you're not good enough, that you're not great enough, that you don't have what it takes to be successful. You just a weakling, this, that, or whatever. And that's so far from the truth. You have to know who you are. You have to solidify a relationship with God, and first and foremost, because He's the one that will tell you who you are based from
Absolutely.
his perspective. Don't worry about and don't lean on the understanding of ignorant folk that tell you that you're not good, that you this, you're a disgrace, that you this, you that,
And
all
who
of that.
are they? Like, who are they?
Yeah, who are they?
We put people on a pedestal that we're not supposed to be putting on a pedestal. Like, who the hell are they to tell you if you're good enough? Like, come on. Go ahead, sis.
Exactly. And, because I dealt with that pretty much, most of my life. With me personally, and just seeing other people, being persecuted and being judged and talked about in that kind of way. And it really shrunk that person's identity of themselves. You know what I mean? They
Absolutely.
just lost hope. They just didn't believe that they had, they were good enough, because this is something that they were living with, and they were hearing it all the time. Not just with the words, but just with the actions of others. And I know with women, we're like sponges, as I've been saying before. We absorb so much in our surroundings every single day, and we try our best to make everybody happy. We try to, make take care of people that don't even appreciate what we put down on a daily basis.
That's right.
And and it's abusive. It is abusive. Not only the people who are abusing you, but you are abusing yourself, because you believe that you don't have the quality, you're not qualified, or you don't have the power within you to overcome the obstacles and all of those things. And you have more than enough to overcome. You have the power in your voice to speak your truth. And regardless if people don't want to hear it or not, trust me, when you speak your truth, you best believe that is going to resonate in their brain. When all's said and done, they're going to remember the conversation. They're going to remember the debate. They're going to remember the argument. They're going to realize, like, wow, okay, yeah, she's serious. Yeah, okay, she ain't playing. Oh, okay, I need to get my act together, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, ladies, you are not weak. You are not stupid. You are not ignorant. You are not crazy.
You're more than enough.
That's right. You have just as much intelligence, and you have just as much class, just like anybody else that's been judging you and lying to you and betraying you, all of it. You have what it takes. You don't have to have a degree to be a successful entrepreneur. You don't have to have all of these fancy smashy stuff out there. Not saying anything wrong with that. If that's your desire, so be. But that doesn't define who you are. That doesn't define who you are, right? So fear is something that we all have to fight every single day. There's a lot. Fear is a broad word, but it's so many different components in the word fear. Some of you may have conquered fear in some areas in your personal life, and there's still some areas in your life you're still trying to beat that thing down.
Yeah.
Every day when you wake up in the morning, you are faced with fear with something, and it's something that you got to fight with every single day. I know I deal with it. I deal with it all the time, but I still fight. I persevere. Do I get it right? No, I don't get it right all the time. Who does? But we keep going. That's the thing. I'm moving.
Keep going.
I got to keep going. Now, before I was the type person, I would just stay in my lane. I would just keep quiet. I would, keep the peace. because I didn't want to ask any questions. If I asked questions, then I'd probably get a sarcastic answer and all this other stuff. So I just kept it to myself. But that was hurting me, though. That was hurting me, you know, because how the heck they're going to know how I feel if I don't say anything?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, the issues that I don't like, they keep doing it, but I can't really get mad at them because I'm not saying nothing.
You gotta leave people where they're at sometimes. And that's the issue that even to this day is always coming up in my life. You know what I mean? Is the fact that if somebody's going to continue to act a certain type of way, and they know it's disrespectful to you, they know it hurts your feelings, they know it's wrong, but they continue. And I don't care if this is your husband, I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
If they're going to fall out of line of your boundaries, right?
Yeah.
You got to really just put them where they're at and just say, you know
really
what?
do.
I'm not going to, because we always think that we can save everyone, that we just stick at it, they're going to change. No, you need to change. You need to change the reaction towards them. You need to change just in caring in general, what they do, and just keep moving forward with what you're doing. I get this all the time, Tawana. So women stop everything if they get into arguing with their husband. They start everything if they're going to do a divorce. They stop everything if they're going to do a breakup. No, that should be your momentum to keep going. And to be totally quite honest and real with all of you, when I think about my future and my legacy, it's me and my kids. That's it.
That's it.
Everybody else, either going to fall in line or they're going to wither away. But my only responsibility, if you really want to look at it on a real tip, like keeping it all the way G, and we're going to really look at it, is me and my kids. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Because that's what I'm going to be known for. That's what that's really worth my time, energy, and effort in. Because I can't change everybody else.
No.
I can't maneuver around everybody else and get them to understand what direction I'm going in, and get them also to be supportive of it. So in terms of, if I'm thinking that way, and y'all can look at it however you want, it doesn't matter to me. You don't live my life. You're not in my shoes. But my point is that's what works for me. That's what keeps me sane. Because I already spent years focusing on what he or they thought, and almost like in this hamster wheel, to now I'm not moved by anything anybody does. If it ain't my kids, what else does it have to say? Why should I go crazy?
Yeah. It's like you become numb in a way. You know what I mean? Because you've been through this same cycle so many times.
Yes.
You know, that to the point you're like, you know what? I'm just losing opportunity after opportunity for myself, the growth in me, you know. And I'm like, I'm done with that. You know, I'm not going to allow you to steal all of what's left
everything
to enjoy my life, you know, to enjoy the beauty of what is in my face, my kids,
your atmosphere,
all of that. You know, you get to that point where you just had enough. You had enough. And you're right, you can't change people.
You can't, because we as women, we're used to going through pain. You know, our monthly comes up and it goes, and then the next month we have a monthly cycle again, right? So we're used to going through pain, right? Then we have children, and we have more than one child. Men are not used to that. When men goes through pain, he gone. If it's something that's painful, because they're not meant to endure pain. We are. So we transition that into the wrong thing. We transition that to thinking, well, I'm going to keep dealing with his foolishness. And even though you complain about it, you still, and I'm only saying, I was guilty of this too. I'm not saying this like I'm not speaking from the standpoint like I don't understand and I don't get it. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So I've endured it. I would endure the same crap over and over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where I would defend it. My mom will come over and she said, Letitia, I know something ain't right. You come from me. I know.
Exactly. A mother knows.
You felt, I know. Okay. And I'm like, no, it's good. I would defend. I would deframe all that stuff, to the point where once stuff did hit the fan, they were like, what's going on? I didn't know all that was going on, because I was putting on this mask. And I kept on going with the flow, dealing with the pain, whether it was every 2 weeks, every month. Things would be good for 3 months, and the next month stuff came up again. It's like we endured too much, and we just gotta think that's enough. Right, girl?
I know. I feel you. I'm 100% with you. No way. And you know what? And I have seen it in my family line.
Yeah.
Oh, I have seen it, and I think a lot of us, in general, we have seen this in our family line. It's still happening in today's society as we
Yeah.
speak. It's a struggle for a lot of us women to really break out of that generational habit of not of believing that we're not good enough and that we have to stand there and tolerate
And deal with it.
and deal with the behavior, of other people, our spouse behavior and all of this stuff. Well, he's providing, he's security, he's this, that, whatever. Well, we get that part, but it also comes with respect. It all comes with honor. It all comes with compassion and all those things. Those are the things that, that they truly don't know how to do.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. And another thing too, I realize too, for us women is when we feel threatened. That's another issue too. Like if some person says certain things and they threaten us with their words, like, well, you best believe this is going to be it.
Oh
I'm
yes.
done. This, that,
Oh
that, that, that,
yes.
that, and all of that. That too can prolong you from living your life abundantly as far as being
Always
happy.
feel threatened of the sense of that they're going
Yes.
to leave us. That was
Yes.
me for a long time. Oh, I don't want him to leave, so let me compromise. I don't want him to leave, so let me be submissive. And that is dangerous, y'all.
That's abuse.
I was walking on that
Mental.
thin line between going fully insane to
Yep.
just being stable and playing it safe, and to the point where I would say sorry. And I mention this to now, and it's giving me flashbacks. But I would say sorry over things I didn't even do wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you're dealing with somebody who is a high, intense manipulator,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not a good thing. Where you were dealing with a person who will manipulate you so well to you thinking that you did something wrong. You did, that's your fault.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything's the way it is now because of you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
Mhm.
you deal with somebody who's just good at it. I used to say, boy, if that was your job, you would be a billionaire. Forget about the 6 or 7. You went straight to making $1 billion.
Right. Right.
If that
Right.
was like a business. And I
Mhm.
know many of you women deal with that. You're around master manipulators. And
Yes.
even as you're watching us, you're like, oh no, that's not me. It's you.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
you you're
Mhm.
one of them that's dealing with a master manipulator.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I had to do therapy and everything, and me dealing with somebody like Tawanta, I had to come to realize that wait, all this shit cannot be my fault. Ain't no
Yes.
way in hell, because you acting a fool. It's because of me. Because I was the same person for what, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Nothing changed.
Right.
How
Right.
did all this
Right.
can be around me? But
Mhm.
we deal with a master manipulator, boy.
Yeah, and that's very and it's draining and it's stressful
Mm.
and it bleeds into the household. It,
Yeah.
it it messes up. It starts to mess up with the kids' minds too because not only do they
They
see
see
it,
it.
they hear it and they feel it. They feel the pain. They feel the anxiety. They
Yeah.
feel all of that. And it's they don't understand how much it's causing so much
And
disorder.
part of them
So
think it's them. They
yeah,
do. It's to the
yeah.
point where that my son, he goes out of his way to always be truthful. Because
Hmm.
he knows how it has hurt me to hear somebody lie to me and just totally took me for a turn. So
Hmm.
now, I mean, this was going for a while, but he does. This boy never lies to me. He tells me all the truth and the whole truth,
Hmm.
without a result. Because,
All right.
but again, you could have children that take the next turn. They can become manipulators and liars. You know what I'm saying? So, granted,
Hmm.
one any of it, he took it as a lesson to say, if I tell my mom a lie, it's going to really hurt her. If I
Yeah.
tell my mom a mistruth, it's going to really, really get her so emotional, upset. So, and then, with my daughter, for a while, it was, I had to, she was taking therapy as well.
Right.
She was almost to the point where she thought everything was legit her fault. And it
Oh
wasn't.
wow.
you know, for a while, and it really affected her in a really bad way. But
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
kids are so emotionally attached to me
Absolutely.
that to the point where they're in sync with my emotions, and I don't
Sure.
know how to explain it. And those of you who have
Oh,
children know what I'm talking about. They just know, you know,
yeah.
and we try to keep things for them.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
know.
They know.
Then
They
I don't want to get emotional about
absolutely
it, but
know.
they just know. They just know you can't keep anything from them. So inherently, I don't want my children to pick up any of those traits. I want them to be survivors. I want them to be confident.
Yeah.
I want them to be, and not to say they're not going to have issues, right?
Sure. Sure.
But I also want them to know how they can handle it, you
Mhm.
know, which is important. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the thing, because we have to stand up and fight,
yeah,
and speak our truth and let them see that this type of behavior is not positive. This is
yeah,
something that you definitely can avoid by, letting them know who you are, that you are not going to be manipulated, you're not going to be disvalued or dishonored or mistreated,
exactly.
because of their insecurities,
And
because of
you can
their
still
mistakes.
stay if you make that choice, but you can
Yeah,
also show your children that you ain't gonna put up with shit.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like nobody's going to feel bad. Like even when I was talking to my therapist, nobody's going to. She's like, I'm not going to make you feel bad for staying, but you got to really start to show from this day forward that you're not going to put up with the nonsense. You got to show your children that too.
Mhm.
You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's like
Mhm.
that's how you need to be, and it's whether you're at a job or not. It's whether you're
Right.
in a relationship or not. You even though if you stay, you still have to say, listen, don't talk to me like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Don't you don't
Yeah. Oh yeah.
okay, and that's how it has to be. You got to flip it on people because people make you feel like if I leave you, where you gonna be?
Yeah.
Who gonna
Mhm.
help you?
Yeah. Yeah. When you
You
get
know, and
threatened
we
like
just
that with those type of words, it puts you in a position where you just like, okay, like you just said, like, oh, I don't want that to happen. What happens if he does leave or they leave and I don't have nowhere to live or I don't have no money and I da, 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 da. And that's a mental abuse all day,
all
every day.
day long.
You are worrying about that. You getting scared. You getting frightened. You can't hardly eat. You stressing yourself out
You like go
because
ahead and leave because trust and believe you make more money. You get more blessings when they go.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, go ahead and leave.
that's true. That's so true.
Because if you leave, I'm taking everything.
Yeah, come on with it.
Okay, I
Come on.
need the law, honey. Okay,
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Come on now.
there
And that's the
you
truth.
go.
And I tell
And
you,
y'all can say whatever. Oh, it's about money. But hell, I ain't walking away with no empty bag.
nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Some of y'all get an increase if he leave.
Yep.
Ain't nobody gonna deal with his dirty behind in the first place. What woman gonna take him in? I know they like to act like they got all these. Ain't nobody gonna y'all know y'all dudes like behind the scenes, honey.
Yes.
Okay, go on. Ain't nobody gonna want you. Nobody gonna take you.
No. Mm-mm. And not in this day and age anyway. There's some sisters are very bold. They ain't care, not flying fig. You go ahead and screw them over if you want to. You better pray you wake up the next morning. That's
Big
just real
shoe
talk.
with all your stuff, your jewelry, your wallet,
Okay.
everything,
Speedos, all that.
all that. They take it all.
Yeah,
They
they
do.
will. They will. And
And
that's
they
real
sought
talk.
after those type of men, and just for the purposes of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I know that this is going on in our society because you hear about it all the time, if not in the news with the court battle issues, or you hear it, on television or through social media. You see, this is what's going on behind the scenes. A lot of
Absolutely.
people don't want to talk about it, because they just want to keep it hush hush. You keep that, that high profile celebrity kind of persona going on or whatever. But honestly, this is what's really taking place with a lot of these women today.
It
That
is.
they
And it's
they are,
unspoken of. It's unspoken
yeah.
of just in general of the black community, how we don't want to shame our men.
Oh my
You
God, yeah.
know, we grew up saying, "Oh, don't leave it in the house, leave it in the house." But we're suffering in the house.
Absolutely
We're not being our
suffocating.
best self, and we're dying. And then our daughters learn that, and our sons learn that, and then it just
Yeah.
keeps going. So we're very private about it. It's almost like a secret society where, you know, we as Black women, no matter if you're light skin, dark skin, or whatever, we deal with a lot of crap from our brothers. Now, I don't want to go there too much because that's a whole nother live, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's the truth. I can only talk about from a African American woman perspective on what I deal with, what I see, and how, you know, brothers need to do better, especially if you're dealing with a woman who wants to build a business, wants to build an empire. You have to support that. And yes, there's going to be for some time that you're going to have to be behind the scenes helping her and not beside her or in front of her, because that right there is invaluable too.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but we want, you know, they want to be, I'm the man. You know what I mean? And then they don't want to do that. And then they want us to be placed behind them. And then when we do want to evolve, it's a problem. It's a problem. That shouldn't be that way. So it's very, very challenging, in my experience, to find our brothers really being 100% supportive of our African American women, without shaming us, without putting us down, without going as hungry gold diggers. Like, I remember I even got that type of negativity from my own sisters, my own, you know, African American sisters, that, you know, they were like, oh, Letitia, you're out there on social media and you're talking about, you know, join this and join that, and it seems like you're just all about money. And I'm like, excuse me? But you're going to go to somebody who's outside of our community and buy from them. Does that make sense? Because we were not grew up wanting to build our own and say, listen, this is what I've learned for the past 15 years of my life, and now I want to teach it, and now here's the price. And then everybody looks at us and say, what? Why are you doing that? Because we were taught to give away our gifts and talents for what? For free. Or be in the sidelines helping somebody else build their gifts, their talents, their goals. And we have to stop that, ladies. You know, we got to teach our brothers that no longer are we going to be perceived as angry Black women because we want to build something powerful and want to defend it.
Yeah.
We can't do that. You know, I've had times where situations where, you know, partner told me to stop. Like, I think you should just stop. I really do, because this is what's costing the ref. Okay, since you did that, this is why. You know? And I'm like, I remember, Tawanta, you and I was talking. Was it you? And I'll show you the dresser.
No, that wasn't me.
Yes, it was.
Was it?
I think I'll show you the dresser he made.
Yes.
I will tell that story right now, but it's to the point where I'm like, listen, you can keep that. I can't make this up. I can't.
Oh my God.
But again, ladies, it's like we as a culture of women who, us African American women, we are the trendsetters. We are the leaders. Everybody's copying us. Everybody's doing things how we doing. They're talking like us. They're doing their hair like us. They're pumping their lips like us. Their butts and thighs and stuff like that like us. They even have try to have the same swag as us. And it's like, with that said, since we are the what it called, the manna of all this, we gotta say, you know what? I'm worth more than this. I'm not going to continue down this road. I'm not going to continue to let this continuously happen to me. I'm more than this. I'm a queen.
That's it. Every day, all day.
That's it. It's like we have to sit on our throne. I was telling my client the other day. She's like, yeah, we got to get out there. We got to be queens. I was like, we're a queen and kings. I'm a queen and a king, all manifested in one body. I don't need a king to tell me that, oh, you got this. No, I'm both. Okay, that's the way I see myself. So that's why you guys don't see a lot of things that you see from normal stuff where it's like, oh, you got the husband here. And I don't do that. It's me. You know what I'm saying? It's me and my babies, and that's it. And I like that, because now I have nothing holding me back. I have nothing stopping me. If this one over here go crazy, then hey, okay, you deal with it over there. I'm gonna be over here. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it has to be.
Absolutely.
You don't have to, you know, and don't feel bad for that, ladies. Don't, like, I have a client that work, Shoshana Cuevas. Shout out to Shoshana Cuevas. She works with solo moms, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being that solo mom and just like, listen, this is me and my damn kids and we are ride or die. Let's go.
That's it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, not a thing. Not a thing.
And it's not your fault that you're in the position that you're in. You gotta capitalize on it instead of being sad and depressed about it.
Right.
It's okay to be alone. Being alone can be your bestest of friends. Friend right there. You know, and we just attach everything to a marriage. We attach everything to a relationship. And that really is not what makes our life complete and fulfilled. It's just not. You got to go at it alone in the second quarter. I think that's the biggest breakthrough more than anything. If you guys learned anything from watching us, is really that. You got to go at it alone in the second quarter.
Right, right. And also, ladies, just be knowledgeable of who you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the third thing that we want to talk about. Be knowledgeable of who you are. Be knowledgeable of the growth. You know, be knowledgeable of how far you have come.
Yes. Amen.
You know, be knowledgeable of the fact that, you know, you notice the strength in you now. You know, where you look back a year ago this time, you were in a whole different mindset. Your emotions was reckless. You know, you were just going through a bad divorce, or you was going through a bad separation, or whatever it was, and it had really, you know, it really scarred your heart for quite some time. And
you're right.
What you are now, you have grown now, you have matured in a lot of areas, you have learned so much. And that right there should give you that power to just keep focused, to stay going, to move forward. Don't stop, don't quit. And knowing that even though those words hurted you some time ago, even though that you loved them and you cared for them some time ago, it didn't break you. It did not destroy you. It did not bury you. You know, there's a lot of women right now that's in their graves right now because of what was done to them, like it was done to you. But you are surviving.
That's right.
That's why I'm saying every day every day is a life lesson, and you have to understand that you are the lesson. We are the lesson because we have to look back over where we came from. And you'd be surprised and be amazed. You know, God will put that memory in your mindset, and you have to reflect like, wow, God, that's true. I did dealt with that last year, and look where I am now. I can't believe it's 2 years. I can't believe it's 6 months. I can't believe it's 10 years now. And I didn't think I was going to survive. I didn't think I was going to make it through that divorce. I didn't think I was going to make it through being homeless and this, that, or whatever.
Yeah.
And here you are right now. And now you already in the process of, you know, starting a book. Well, you already written a book. You probably have a couple of ebooks already out, already published or whatever. You know, you have upgraded now to start your own jewelry business, with your own name, your own brand.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to continuously be knowledgeable of who you are every single day, because that gives you the fuel and the fight to keep going. And when people do come to you and attack you, or they come with you with their words and they say some heartless, nasty, cold, crazy stuff to you, don't let that stuff faze you. Don't let that get to you.
Exactly.
You know,
going back to what you were saying, Tawanta, about you said something so powerful just now about we need to know who we are. But let's say we're talking to a woman that doesn't know who she is. And one of the things you guys got to understand, that if you don't know who you are, like you ever saw Wakanda, they were like, or Black Panther, I'm sorry, the movie Black Panther. In the beginning, the king was like, he was about to lose the battle. And he looked at his mom, and his mom said, remember who you are. And beat the man's behind, and I forgot their names. I was just, looking.
I know.
But anywho, if you don't know who you are, you then got to ask yourself, well, who do I need to become the person that I want to be?
Yeah.
And that's where, going back to earlier in this broadcast, I was talking about that domination word that I had. I had to become dominant. I had to feel dominant, or to what? Be dominant, right? So you got to say, what are the 3 things, 4 things, 5 things you need to become? You need to become confident. You need to become fearless. You need to become coachable. You need to become unstoppable. Whatever it is that you need to become, and you got to say those words every day.
We
You
do.
know,
Yeah.
don't just write them down on a vision board. You got to say it. You got to put it out there into the universe so the universe can give that back to you tenfold. Because again,
Yeah.
we control and recreate our own reality. And the
Absolutely.
day we realize that, that's the day that we just stop putting up with shit that we used to put up with years and years ago.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
exactly. And then it's come, and that's when it comes to the last one I have, which is choices. Because
Yes,
once you understand who you are, then you know how to make some good, profitable, and promising choices for
that's
your
right.
life.
That's right.
And that's real talk. Because
And you
now your
make
mind is
choices
clear.
unapologetically.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty
Absolutely.
of
Yeah.
all of this. You know, you'll make a choice and it's like, well, that's it. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
That's
Right.
it.
That's
Either,
it.
yeah, that's it. And there's power in that. There's this feeling of like, wow,
Hmm.
I can breathe. Some of us in relationships where, or situations where we can't even breathe.
It's suffocating.
And it's suffocating because we allow it to be that way.
Been
Even
there.
though, even if they're putting the pressure on you, you still got to say, oh, I'ma still breathe, honey.
Yeah.
Okay, I'ma still
Hmm.
breathe, right? I can still do that. It was to the point where, you know, there were times where I was criticized on what TV shows I watched, what
Wow.
people I hung out with, the where I dress. I mean everything, because I have my own thing. You know, I don't want to look like everybody else, right? But
Yeah.
it was to that point where I just got like, well, who the hell do you think you are?
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who made you the expert of everything? And
Hmm.
okay, you gotta say, and I started saying this a lot. Well, we'll just agree to disagree. I'm still gonna be who I am,
Absolutely.
and we can't just change ourselves
Hmm.
for the purposes of trying to appease somebody else. That is toxic. That is
Now, you
toxic.
think that's imitating? I mean, they intimidated. That's the word. Are they
They
intimidated
are.
by?
They are. They
Yeah.
are. And my biggest breakthrough, and I mentioned this before, was when I first started doing the therapy process 6, 7 years ago. She said, Letitia, you have a role to play in all this. And I was mad, honey, at that woman. I was like, who the hell? We met out. I was ready for her to go in on this person. I'm just like, she telling me that I'm part of this BS. But then when she said that, well, you have accepted,
Mm, yeah.
confirmed, and defended a lot of the shit that was, she said shit, a lot of stuff that was going on. And until
Yeah.
you stop that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not going to change them. It's going to
Hmm.
change you.
Change you.
You know, because
Absolutely.
her focus was not, it was so crazy how she was, not crazy, but a transformation of how she was, because she was not trying to change the trajectory of my relationship. She was trying to change me.
Absolutely.
And that's the process. We have to first work on ourselves
That's the first choice. That is
before
the
we
first
can
choice. You got to protect
flip it
this.
on.
You got to protect this.
You
This is
gotta,
what's
yes,
priceless,
this is the
what's
job. This
valuable.
is the
Yeah.
battle. That you can't control that. I don't care how many hours of therapy you attend. If they're not willing to change,
They're not.
okay, it's not gonna, you know, that's it. You have to make it an inside job. Your happiness has to be an inside job. Your happiness has
Hmm.
to be an inside responsibility.
Hmm.
So that's where, you know, through the process.
Yeah.
And I didn't get
I,
that through the church.
I remember when I went home, my sister friend, she told me that. She said, you have to find what makes you
You
happy.
happy.
Don't worry about what he's doing or how he's
Mhm.
doing or what. You find what makes you happy and you do it.
And many of us get uncomfortable with that, and we have to start getting comfortable with it. And like I said, I wasn't getting that through the church. I would go to church counseling, and it would be, you know, maybe you should do this, or maybe you should do
Yeah.
that. Da, 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 da. It wasn't really reflective on Letitia.
Hmm.
That's why you need somebody like Tawanta to sort of like get you outside of the box, because it's going to be working on you. So you got to work on yourself,
Yeah,
ladies. Like,
absolutely.
that's really
That
the
is the
name of the
number
game
one
in
thing.
the second quarter, is that self-development, that
Self-development.
self-fixing, that self-encouragement that's going to allow you to just dominate,
Yeah,
right?
because
It's
if
going
you
to
do
allow
this
you.
now, if you start this now in the beginning of this quarter, I'm telling you, the rest of the year, it's going to be sweatless for you. It's going
Right.
to be amazing for you. It really, really
Mhm.
is.
It
But as
doesn't
long
have to
as
take you
you
20,
continue
30
to,
years to get it together.
yeah,
You know, we
yeah,
think that this is a long process, and it's not.
it
it
really
can
isn't.
it
No,
can be ready quick and fast if you're willing
yeah,
to accept the process. And in the
you got
beginning,
to
I'll be
really put
honest,
that.
when I heard that from my therapist in the beginning, I wasn't accepted for it. I had to go dive back and say, you know what, let me keep going back to her sessions. Let me see what it's
Mhm.
about. A lot of times she just wanted it to be just me by myself, which is fine. So I had to drive out there by myself, and I took more sessions alone than I did with my partner. And after a while I saw why that happened, because she was trying to work on me. She was
Yeah.
trying, and half the time we wouldn't even talk about the relationship. It was really what did I want to do? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I honestly thank her to this day for that, because a lot of times people make it so much like you're a unit, you're one. You know what I
Right.
mean? And they misconstrue that word, when really you become one when you become your best self.
Absolutely.
And that oneness, you may be linking up with the one wrong person that don't think that way.
Right. Right. You have to be whole with you.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Because you remember back in the day, women used to say, "Oh, I'm not complete until I have my better half."
Oh, please.
you
No, we
know.
complete them. See, we mix that up, Tawanta. We're supposed to complete them. They're not supposed to complete us.
Mhm. Mhm.
You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
like the cart for the horse. It's like, okay, he was here and they took the rib out of him, put it in us, and now we complete them. They're not supposed to complete us. We're supposed to be out there like Proverbs
Yeah.
31.
Proverbs 31 all
Be
day.
out there just hustling, honey.
Yeah. Because if she didn't
Okay?
have her husband, she'd still be dominating. And
Exactly.
honestly, even then, even though her husband was, very powerful back in that day, and he had his own thing going on, he didn't make her. She did that on her own.
She had businesses, baby.
She had businesses, and she still was dominant. She still was taking care of the home. She still was providing. She had control. She had complete control over her household,
And
even
in
the
our
staff.
community, Tawanta, these men
Yes.
want to cop out of that terminology. I was listening to this radio show. I had to shut it off because this man was so ignorant. And he was really trying to say women get married to go broke. I said, what?
Wow.
And he was just going in about how, it's just how these brothers nowadays, they don't really understand the concept of being the head.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be the tail. They want to be on the foot. They want to walk around with their butt hanging out, pants sagging. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't understand that, have value. They don't even have value in their own appearance half the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, you're the head.
Mm-hmm.
Where I grew up, with my day, how people would judge you, a man, is how your wife look and how your kids look and how your
Yeah.
household look.
Yeah.
Really, if your wife
Yeah.
walking
I
around
saw
here
it too.
looking like however, whatever, whoever, it was a man's fault because you ain't taking care of the home.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Now it's not like that.
Mm-mm.
These men be complaining.
Mm-hmm.
These men, I never heard my father complain about his job. I'm sorry, I just never did. And I was around my father every day.
Right.
Never.
Right.
Not it. Oh my God. Oh. Like,
Mm-hmm.
boy, bye.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
certain things that I hear, I'm not used to hearing that from a man, and it frustrates me because I'm like, my father never acted this way. He
Right.
handled
Right.
his
Right.
he handled his stuff.
Oh, I believe you. I
You know what I'm
believe you.
saying?
Back in,
Like, ain't no way
yeah.
Melvin gonna have his kids
Because
walking
back
around
in his
like
generation, they just did it. They
they
didn't
just
have
did it.
time
And
for
for
all that.
years, another thing too,
Yeah.
for years, people didn't even know me and my sister's name. They call us Melvin's
Wow.
sisters or Melvin's daughter because my brother's name was Melvin too. It wasn't until I would say 3-4 years ago that
Mm-hmm.
dudes start, oh, yeah. All this time you've been calling me Melvin's sister or Melvin's daughter. But it's the respect on that.
Right.
You see what I'm
Sure.
saying? Like
Sure.
that's how people respected the name,
Yeah.
the head's name so much that
Yeah.
they attached it to his children to say, oh, don't mess with, yeah, don't you talk to them
Mm-hmm.
because that's Melvin's son, it's Melvin's sister. But you don't have that no more.
You don't. You don't.
You know what I mean? It's to the
You don't.
point where I walked around, nobody bothered me, nobody messed with me, nobody tried to get with me on the back end. None of that stuff happened because
Mm-hmm.
I was Melvin's sister or I was Melvin's daughter, depending who was addressing me. But that's respect. You don't have that anymore. And when I was listening to this man on the radio station, I'm like, damn, this boy probably didn't have a dad in his life. That's what all it came from. He didn't have a
Right.
powerful father in his life. Because my brother had a powerful father. My brother has two businesses. So I'm like, hell, it's because he had a powerful dad. My father was not around us. My father passed away when I was like 18 years old. So
Mm-hmm.
in fact, he was not around that long, and still he was still in turn to put on so much uh 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 lessons onto us and my brother. That's powerful. But these men these days, man, Jesus. They walk in the house, don't even say hi. They leave, don't even say goodbye. They sit up in the room
Yeah.
all day playing video games.
No
I don't
respect.
understand that. What
No
are you
respect.
doing?
But yet you the problem though.
Are we the problem?
You the problem.
We the problem. You ain't water your grass, but we the problem. It don't make no sense. Am I crazy? No, I'm not. That's how I thought. I don't think I'm crazy a little bit. Maybe I'm selfish. Maybe
And that's when it falls back to that mental abuse mindset. It really does, because there's women right now that's thinking that same thing like we've been through. You're like, well,
and y'all go in the room and give the man his plate. I'm only saying this because I used to do that. Now I'm like, oh, go get your father. Well, I'm not going in there and getting his plate. Well, I cooked dinner here. I'm like, oh, give you the damn.
Okay.
I can't make this up. And I know somebody out there going through the same thing. Oh no. Please.
And that's the thing. A lot of them just keep it hidden, keep it on the down low.
We don't talk about this. That's why I love this show.
Yeah.
What about
and it be dealt with, because a lot of women are drowning, from this. They're not.
They think they're wrong for feeling this way.
Mm-hmm. They're not living their best life. They're not living their best life, because they're dealing with the weight of all of this, the pressure, the words.
Really get started. I mean, we gotta do like a private call, because they don't want us to really get started. Okay? Because we be like, girl, you need to stop that. You need to listen. I don't care what he tell you. Ignore him. Leave him alone.
Let him be.
Let him have his fit.
But you got to take care of you.
Give him his moments.
And especially if you have your kids, if you have a child or 2 or 3 or 4, it don't matter. You got to start living for them. You got to start, get your act together, for yourself and for your kids, because they need you right now. Because guess what? The kids, they always go to the mom.
They'll defend their mama. Yes.
They always go to their mama. I don't care. They do, no matter what. Mommy, can I have this? Mommy, I need you for this. Mommy. Yeah, we always like, go to your dad, go to your father.
No, I didn't say that.
And they do. But at the end of the day, though, it's about the mom. It's about the mom. They sense mom's feelings, mom's emotions. They sense it. And ladies, I'm telling you, you don't want this generational curse or habit or this behavior to fall in, to cross over to them when they become adults.
Exactly. And until you get strong, they're going to grow to respect you, because they love you now. But if you keep dealing with the same crap and being accepting of it and submissive to it, they're going to grow to not respect you. And that was that way for my mother for some time. They have to grow to respect you, to say, you know what? My mom wasn't putting up with that. It wasn't, she didn't tolerate this. And they grow to also have established boundaries with people. So everything's a lesson. And even going into the process of saying, okay, like Tawanta said, you got to make it about you and your kids. There's value in that, y'all.
It really is.
It feels way much better than living in a relationship, because as I built my business, I built my own confidence, I built my own satisfaction, I built my own self-worth. And then I have my children, they pour on me too, and I'm pouring on them, and I'm supporting them. So it's a win-win. We're not dealing with the emotions and the ridicule and the turmoil and the abuse from a relationship or a friendship or a co-workership or whatever. You're putting value where value is supposed to be put in, which is yourself and into your seeds.
Right.
And that right there is powerful.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ladies, these are basically what I'm going to repeat everything. Basically, fear, people, you, and choices. Those are the things that we deal with every single day. This is what we battle with every day, with the fear and the thoughts and, contemplating and making decisions and not making decisions, and scared to make a move, and you're threatened by the insults and all these other things, and you're not living your life at all. You're confused, and that puts you in a depressed state, that puts you in a dark place. You're not living your life fully, abundantly, the way you're supposed to live it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of you have been faking this funk for so many years, for so long, you don't even see what's going on. You
Yep.
are in complete denial, you know. But I've noticed now, I have noticed recently that a lot of women are now breaking out of that. There are women who are coming to the point now, are really using their power and speaking their truth about,
Yeah.
you know, the overwhelmness of being betrayed and being hurt and being scrutinized and all of those things. And yes, they have their faults, but at the same time, they know they don't deserve what they've been getting.
You're
You
right.
know, and they're tired of it. They're tired of the disrespect. They're tired of the you know, the remarks and all of these things, not just from their spouses, but just from their
In
family
general, we got to
in
stop
general.
rescuing people. And
Yes,
we as an African American community, we do that all the time. We
we
want
do.
we get gratification off of saying, "Oh, I helped them." Like I have a
Mhm.
mother-in-law like that. She'll tell you. I believe she got a Bible full of names of people she gave money to or looked out for them, and she'll put it in your face like it's nothing. I mean, she never did anything for me, but I'm just saying. I just from that alone, I was like, oh, I ain't gonna ask her for nothing, honey. Okay, because I don't want to be on my deathbed and she's still talking about that little $5 I borrowed 34, 50 years ago. You know, and we think that that's something that we're supposed to be like happy about. You know what I'm saying? Because we rescue other people, but we don't rescue ourselves. We end up being miserable and all this stuff. And it's sometimes it's just a cultural thing, right?
Yeah, be bold with your move. Be
Yeah, and
bold
I'm just
with
like,
your
really?
move. Don't even think twice. If they don't like it, who cares? You
Who
ain't doing it for
cares?
them. You're doing it for you. You're
That's
doing
it.
it for you. Be bold with your move. Love it, honey. Love whatever decision you choose to make for yourself.
Love
If
the
you want to
jelly.
go ahead and jump off a plane and do that, then do it then.
Go right ahead, honey.
Go
Go
right
right
on
ahead.
ahead and
Do it.
do it.
Do it.
Be
Do it.
bold. You know, because that's when you start to see that fear ain't nothing but air. It
Yep,
really
that's
is.
it.
All you got to do is just go through it and you still survive. It just makes you more confident, more strong, more powerful.
It's
All of
amazing.
that. I saw Viola Davis. She posted on her Facebook recently, and I think it was like a birthday present to herself, if I'm not mistaken. And
Oh, that's nice.
she did the she jumped out of the plane, the skydive thing, whatever you call it, and she was just loving it. You
Well, I
know,
ain't doing that, but I like that birthday present to yourself. What day my birthday
yes,
falls?
yeah, it was
I'm about
just
to check
something
right
that,
now.
you know, she said, I'm just gonna make it happen. I'm gonna do it. And you know what? And Will Smith, if y'all haven't checked out Will Smith, he is doing his bucket list because you know he just turned 50 recently, and
Well, he
so
don't look it.
he sure don't, honey. But he's challenging himself, doing things that he never would ever have imagined himself doing. And most of it's just conquering his fears. And he showcases a documentary of things that he,
Oh,
you know,
that's
is
awesome.
accomplishing. Yeah, you can check it on watch list. Just just type in Will Smith on Facebook and you'll see that he is doing a weekly documentary of the things that he has challenged himself to do. He has already did he jumped out of the plane. He did stand-up comic, and
What
he's
everybody
a
want to jump out of the
comedian.
plane for me? I ain't doing that.
Yeah, he jumped. He did a stand-up comic by himself because it's a huge difference. Is speaking jokes, carrying out on your own with your friends and your peeps.
Yeah,
But
it
it's
is.
another thing when you standing right there, dead center in front of
The
strangers and people.
hecklers.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was a fear of his that he had to conquer. And he did race driving with his son, his oldest son. So it was just great to see that because
Oh,
he
that's
basically
awesome.
started to see more about. He's looking fear in the face and letting fear know that no, man, you don't got me no more.
You don't got me. Nope.
You don't have me no more. I'm still here. It just made me more stronger, more powerful. And that's something there, ladies, that we have to just go ahead and beat fear in the face and just do it.
Yeah.
Even if you do get nervous, because Will was nervous, before he came on that stage and all that stuff. He was nervous, but he still did it anyway.
That's
He
right.
still conquered it. He dominated. Just like the teacher said, that word dominate is a powerful word.
It is.
Something that you have to continuously say to yourself when you see yourself in the mirror, that you are dominating, powerful, anointed, called by grace.
Yeah.
A powerful woman, and you can do anything you want to do.
That's right. My birthday gift to myself is a trip to Hawaii.
Ooh.
And I want to go from, my birthday is December 27th, and I want to go from December 26th to January 3rd. That will be like beautiful, Toronto. I was just looking up trips like this now.
That would be so much fun.
That will be amazing.
You gonna go by yourself, right? You going by yourself?
Huh?
You gonna go by yourself?
No, I'm bringing all y'all with me.
Woo!
I know I'm gonna be on the island by myself, honey. No, I think somebody gonna go snatch this up.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
That'd be beautiful. And I'm like, why not? Like, why not?
Yeah, why not?
2 weeks chilling me and my besties. Like, come on.
Why not?
Why not?
And that's the thing, ladies. You gotta make that bold move.
I like that birthday gift.
You may not have.
You ain't for everybody else to give us gifts. No, give yourself a birthday gift.
Give yourself.
People give you stuff you don't even want it. Like, oh, this is another pair of shoes. Okay. Oh, you don't go out to dinner. Okay.
Just do something that is so spontaneous. Do something that'll shock the bejesus out of everybody.
Yeah, amen.
You gonna do what? Because you know what? There's so many of y'all that got these degrees and all of that stuff that you went to college for 4, 5, 6 plus 7 years of college, and you are working in a career that you can't stand, and you're not living your best life. Some of you probably tired of being a therapist, you tired of being a lawyer, you tired of being a whatever, but you really see yourself baking cookies or making jewelry or being a coach or something to that regard, right? Do it. Do it.
Nothing's stopping you. Who's stopping you? Nobody's stopping you from yourself but yourself. I'm just being honest. Like, nobody's limiting you but yourself. You can do whatever you want to do. But again, if you're like, well, who's going to watch kids? Start now, building the money now, so that way you can hire the people to help you. So you don't have to worry about to say, well, oh my God, I can't do it because I have 4 kids, and I said I'm going to Hawaii here. So I have things in place for that. So you got to just say, what can I have in place that I can be able to support me in case people, because you can't depend on people, right? So who are you going to hire or employ to be able to cover in those gaps so that you can do what you want? And that's what it boils down to. So listen, guys, this has been one of the best shows. Really, it has. And I hope that this has provided you guys a breakthrough now to really put yourself into perspective, because we just want you to dominate. We want you to dominate. So I do have an online business community. Those of you who have a business and you want to get resources now to start really living your best life, all you have to do is go to bit.ly/success tribe. That's bit.ly/success tribe. Not only are you going to get access to our branding and social media cheat sheet, you're also going to get access to our week 1 to our 30K and 30 days. So what's going to happen when you go to bit.ly/success tribe, you just check your email or junk mail or spam mail for the confirmation email, and it will have all that in there. So go ahead, Toronto. What do you want to leave them with, sis?
Yeah, definitely. Ladies, this is something that, I truly have a passion for. I love working and ministering with women because I see greatness in women when I connect with them. And it hurts my heart to see women not believe in themselves, because of all what they endure through the course of their living. And so I have my one-on-one, soul inspirational, meeting, if you will, with just you, not a group of women, not a, webinar type of service, anything like that. This is a one-on-one conversation for you and I to get together and to learn more about you. This is the opportunity, ladies, for you to really speak your truth and not feel intimidated, not allow people to, squash you down or, make you feel little, and all of that based on how they present themselves in that circle. No, you have that freedom. You have that platform to actually open up and speak from your heart as to what has been permitting you from living your best life.
That's true.
Teacher and I have already been honest with you, letting you know that these are some of the things that's causing a lot of us not to go forward, not to accelerate and all of those things because of fear, because of people, because of ourselves. And I know a lot of you are at the position right now emotionally where you are just tired. You are tired. You're tired of going to bed tired. You're tired of waking up tired. You're tired of just living your life. I take my kids to school. I drop my oldest daughter to school, and I take my youngest and my neighbor's kids down to the school bus here in front of our subdivision. And there's other moms that lives in the same street and, where I live. And it dawned on me, and I think this was yesterday, if not yesterday, before yesterday. And I was just like, wow, how many moms are really depressed right now living in my subdivision when they drop off their kids, right? And you see them and they wave at you or whatever. But as soon as they get in their house and there's nobody in that house, how many are really breaking down in tears? How many are
girl, tell it.
overwhelmness? How many of those sisters right now in my community, if this is a diverse community where
tell it.
You're so mad. Girl, you got me laughing over here. You're too much. But I'm just being honest with you. How many women in this subdivision or just in your community are broken? They are trying to keep it all together. They're trying to save face. They see their next door neighbors and they got to put on this facade like everything is great, everything is beautiful, everything is glorious in their world. But truthfully, they just came out from crying. They just came out of trying to decipher whether or not they want to live another day.
Exactly. And then they come out and they're mean to you. And that's why you guys can't care about what your naysayers say, because they see you out there like on the internet, and you have a business, and you're got all these people buying from you, and then they say like, So I had a family member. Well, she's an in-law. I call him an outlaw. But she's like, I don't think you're supposed to. So I blocked her. Okay, you're just looking at me being miserable, basically. You're not contributing to the conversation. You're going to tell me as an entrepreneur what to post? Girl,
bye.
You don't see my stuff no more since you got such an opinion. I'm gonna help you. I'm just gonna bless you with not seeing my timeline no more.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, we're dealing with this every day, and it hurt my heart for some reason. It was just lingering in my spirit for quite some time, and I just prayed in my car. I just said, God, help these women in my subdivision, because somebody's going through something really bad.
Yes, they are.
Somebody, some wife, some mom, stay-at-home mom is really struggling. Just because you see the pretty curb appeal, in their house, the nice fancy lawn, all of that decor going on. It's a lot of ugliness and
a lot of
happening in their life. So ladies, if you are in that situation right now where you are dealing with a lot of emotional drama, a lot of mental issues, a lot of physical issues, or whatever the case may be, I am offering this limited edition, one time only, 1 hour session via messenger. Yes, via messenger. See, I'm making it easy and simple for you.
Peasy,
okay, easy peasy. And it's only $27. Just for a limited time, for only $27. Just go ahead and via message me so we can get together. We can get this thing going so you can start living your life more abundantly, because you deserve to do that. You deserve to live your life like that every day. Because in order for you to start living your life successfully, you got to start living your life internally. You got to start from within. Okay, you got to let all of that gunk go, because I'm going to get to the root of the problem. And I know a lot of women don't feel comfortable about that. There's some issues in your personal life that could be a little bit very sensitive. And that's why I chose to do this one-on-one session.
Yeah.
Because, having a group of other women, you're not going to be free with yourself. You're not going to be totally honest with yourself. You're going to keep a lot of that stuff, reserved and preserved. And bottled up because you already sizing other women in that group up, and you just, already assuming that, oh yeah, she's too aggressive with her words. Oh, she's very, very, blunt with her response, and I don't want her to attack me and this, that, or whatever.
And the time is now, ladies. We have, as a community, we have to stop waiting for later, for next time, for next year, for tomorrow, for next month, for next quarter. The time is today.
It is today.
Because the longer you wait, the longer you don't connect, the longer you push it backwards, you're missing opportunity. because your abundance, your wealth, your income that you want to make is not on layaway. It's not going to wait till next year. It's not going to wait till next month. If God already aligned you to watch this broadcast or listen to any content that strikes a chord in your spirit to a point where you're like, ouch, that means you got to get moving. That means it's time to take what? Action.
Yeah.
Because or else it's just going to go away, right? So we have to say, you know what? If I don't start this now, like my goal, two-week trip to Hawaii for my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm starting that now. I'm like, I already typed in my phone. That's why my head was down. Like, okay, who's coming with me? Okay, I got Tawanta, I got Shauna, I got Lita. Who's coming with me? I'm like, oh, we can make this like, super cool. It's now.
Yeah.
And whether it's the opportunity that you create or an opportunity that somebody lays on your lap, like you guys joining my community, or you guys linking up with Tawanta for a session, you still got to move.
You got to move.
I always tell you guys, always ends off by saying this. You have two options. Number one, you can continue your life the way it is. And I guarantee it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. I know how it is. I know from experience. Tawanta knows from experience. And it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better, y'all. It's not going to get better by you complaining about it. It's not going to you get better by you trying to convince the people around you. It's not going to get better because you're going to still make the same. You're not going to live the life that you want to live, and you're going to end up miserable. It's going to be a day that you're going to break.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's going to put. I used to work in the mental health field, and most of them that came through this, our agency, were not born with their ailment. Something traumatic happened in our life, and 9 times out of 10 when the sisters came in, it was because they went through a divorce, or they found out their husband cheated on them, or something happened in their relationship that made them have a nervous breakdown. You got to say to yourself, that's not going to be me. Or you could lie to yourself and say, well, that would never be me, and that's a lie because you never know what's going to happen. Like I said, you can't control people. So the first option could be yours. You can continue on the way you want to live, and everything's going to stay the same, and most often than not, it gets worse, right? Okay. Or you can take the second option. You step outside of your comfort zone. You reach out to the both of us. You start getting things moving because, like I said before, that you're not just getting connected to us, you're getting connected to what goes on behind the curtain, and that's where the discovery happens. Because this is all about you. It's not about changing your relationships. It's about changing you. Because you got to work on you first. You are the foundation. You're the common denominator of everything that goes on in your reality. And you got to say, well, I need to reach out to these people because I want to be the best person. I just don't want to be a better me. I want to create a better life. I want to create, like my mentor, Rhonda Swan, talks about, I want to create my own reality. And many of us are not doing that on a day-to-day basis. We're helping other people create their best reality, but we're not helping ourselves create a great reality. And that's what really we got to focus on is first focus on ourselves because we are the foundation, and then we evolve and focus on everybody else. It's an internal thing, and then it's external. Right. We handle the external. We want to take care of everybody else, rescue everybody else, save everybody else. External, we feel gratified, but on inside, we are not doing what we're supposed to be doing. So again, it's all about you changing you're building you telling yourself, what is it I want to do? What impact do I want to leave in the second quarter? Yeah. Right? What goal do I want to set and accomplish? And who do I need to link up with to make sure it happens? And that's what we need to do. So listen, guys, we're going to leave you guys with that. We're all going to be back on Monday, but I want you guys to spend the weekend really putting everything into perspective. Your homework is to reach out to the both of us. And number 2 is to really evaluate what do you want to do in the second quarter. Don't look at it as the rest of the year. Right? Look at it as the second quarter. Allow your goals to be a 12-week process, not a year-long process. Because if you do that, if you don't make a goal in the second quarter, you're like, hell, I got 2 more quarters to go. But by then it's too late. Let it be, let your transformation be in the next 12 weeks. Let it be now. By your homework being, you reach out to the both of us, and 2, start putting things on paper and acting on them. Right? Is that fair? I think that's fair. I think that's the fair thing to say. Right? So guys, thank you so much for showing up. We always end this off by saying, make sure you get out there and dominate, because if you can't play it safe, if you're not dominating, if you're not going all in, you're not building your best life. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Thank you, Ortiz, for hopping on. Love you, sis. Bye-bye.